So we just identified the two leading scorers for these two teams, and they're both going to start on the bench. Neither of those freshmen are in the starting five. The Yellow Jackets, they have won a couple games in a row after suffering that 3-game losing streak. They started the season 15-0. Meanwhile, Duke, they played the #1 non-conference strength of schedule in the country, and they're playing some of their best basketball here inside of league play. They've won 4 in a row and have won 3 straight against Georgia Tech in the opening tap, controlled by Zoe Smith and the Yellow Jackets. A Sunday afternoon in Midtown Atlanta. Will Tech pick up their first win over Duke in nearly 5 years?
And when you're this Duke team, you go to South Carolina and you lose by 11, but when you're going into Columbia, South Carolina, and you're losing by 11, that's pretty good. That's how much talent they've seen in the non-con schedule and in the ACC.
Yeah, both these teams with 3 top 25 wins as Morgan takes it. Offensive rebound, and there's Zoe Smith, a quick 2. She didn't score on Thursday against Virginia. A look at the Duke starting lineup, a quick 3 from Ashlyn Jackson. This is the same starting 5 the Blue Devils have used all season long, 21 straight.
That consistency is so helpful down the stretch in the season, especially when you're getting into tournament play. Having that knowledge of each other is so helpful.
Chit Chat Wright inserted into the starting lineup for the first time a few games ago as Kara Dunn cutting towards the hole. And here's a look at Georgia Tech's starting 5. The rest of this lineup has been pretty consistent this year.
That's a pretty tough game to get your first start in.
Morgan tries to go up and under at the end of the shot clock. She's got it. Toni Morgan.
And hopefully now Fournier can keep her team rolling after a good early start.
With Coach Fournier earlier today and said one of the keys to the game is there's a 3 down the chute from Reagan Richardson.
Taking over for Duke. I mean, obviously Lawson is someone you definitely know in this sport, and like you said, the international play as well.
Little floater from Wright, it drops. Chit Chat Wright, freshman from Atlanta out of the Wesleyan School. Donovan no-look feed, cutting underneath, and rejected on the reverse. Jackson wanted the foul. Morgan says, I'll take that and go the other way. Wright lets it fly. Oh, she buried it.
Wow. Talk about momentum switching in a second. Morgan block right on the other end.
Duke just 1 for 8 from the floor so far. Jackson running out of time. And it's not a shot clock violation. Duke seizes the rebound. They've got a second chance opportunity. Donovan, yes! The Yellow Jackets thought that was going to be a shot clock violation.
And that's the classic, just don't give up on a play. You play until a whistle and they make you stop.
Dunn feeds down low. Zoe Smith again. She's been the best player on the floor in the first 5 minutes.
She is, and you love the beautiful ball movement. Duke is a team that gets a lot of assists, but right there, Georgia Tech spreading the love.
Donovan, an elbow off the chops of Smith. Delaney Thomas gets the bucket.
Duke comes right back with it. Jaden Donovan, the really nice find underneath.
She was so critical in that win over SMU. Coach Lawson praising the energy she got from Donovan as we have a foul. And originally it looked like Ariana Robertson was going to fill that void, the 6'4" freshman, but after suffering an injury this summer with Team USA, try and do the best they can there down low. And again, Fournier's been a solid shot blocker, but it's really been that perimeter defense that has stepped up. We touched on those special freshmen. Now Fournier and Carnegie both on the floor for Duke and Georgia Tech respectively. But it's Taina Mair, the junior, dialing up a 3 from straight away. Taina Mair drawing the tough assignment, trying to handle her on the ball, and now a double team off the pick and roll. Blackshear was calling for it, couldn't get it. 7 seconds to shoot. Wright pestered in the corner. Somebody's got to go up with it. Here comes Wright. And she's got it at the end of the clock. Count the basket. And she'll go to the line for a chance for a three-point play.
That was such a great possession. And then the finish, possible three-point play.
And there it is. So Wright with 8 points now. She leads all scorers so far today. And we touched on that pass. Ariana Termes, an elite front court player passer. And she has a tough assignment trying to slow down Fournier.
If she has her shot, she takes it, but she does like to find her teammates. Really good at it, too.
Blackshear showing another screen. This time get it down to her. She goes up. Great pass from Danny Carnegie.
And if Carnegie can exploit that, Coach Fournier said they're going to try and double Carnegie right off the dribble on a back screen or something like that. We're seeing that. If she can find other players, it'll work out well.
Blackshear trying to set up the ball screen again. Right, curling right side, trying to fade away and find space. She turns it over. Final 15 seconds. Jackson racing towards the hole. She earns a couple of free throws. That was nearly a highlight reel play, though. Jackson, top free throw shooter for Duke. Lawson talked a lot about how critical she is to Duke's success this year, that every time she takes the floor, she needs to be confident and aggressive for Ashlyn Jackson.
Well, it's amazing with athletes how much can come down to confidence and just playing, knowing that you're a good player. Here's the press here from Duke, trying to upset Carnegie.
Lets it go. And that's going to be in the first quarter.
Playing in high school or playing AAU are the #1 option, but hey, obviously they both don't mind playing off the bench.
And they've had plenty of success. Carnegie averaged over 20 points per game in ACC play. Taina Mair, her three won't go that time, gets her own miss. Okananwa driving right through the lane.
And that's what leads to the second chance points. #1 in the ACC in offensive rebound percentage at 42%. They get on the offensive glass.
A 7-0 run now, spreading the quarter break. This gives Duke their first lead of the afternoon. Carnegie cuts, and she walked with it.
Another travel by Carnegie.
Donovan heaves it into the corner, right back to her. Going to work on Smith. Walling her off. Fournier curling around the right side off the glass.
You can tell this is going to be a tough matchup for Termes. Fournier just has this quickness around the basket that is really helping her get her buckets.
Termes dials up a three. Won't go. And there's the rebound for Donovan. To your point when it comes to Fournier, Georgia Tech spoke with Coach Fournier today. The primary goal is just keep the ball out of her hands, because once she has it, she looks to score. And wide open. Okananwa misses. Second chance, no, but she will get a couple of free throws.
You're getting them to rotate and finding the open player.
63% free throw shooter, but hits her first. And now an 11-0 run for Duke. Smith over to Tony Morgan. Tiana Thompson on the floor for Georgia Tech as well. Danny Carnegie to the bench. Morgan, tough take, can't finish, and there's Zoe Smith to clean it up. She has been critical for Georgia Tech so far. Fournier flashes open with help from Smith. She rips it away. And she's fouled in the backcourt. Chit-chat right back on the floor. But Georgia Tech's two leading scorers in ACC play and on the season are scoreless so far. Danny Carnegie and Kara Dunn. Here is Dunn. And she'll get a chance from the free throw line.
Has been pushing the offense along with Chit-chat right. Been able to get in the paint and get to the line.
Team best 6 boards. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Now at 998 career points for Kara Dunn. DeJesus. Nice find underneath Delaney Thomas.
They're getting it done in the paint right now, finding a lot of open layups.
Wright gets it to Termes. Morgan finds some space and hits the fadeaway from the free throw line. DeJesus feeling her way down the left side, with back around. Okananwa, no, and Wright with the rebound. And Tony Morgan's got a shoe issue in the backcourt, just now making it up the floor. Got it on fully now, and Zoe Smith. Oh, she can't miss right now.
They got to break through that. Smith and Wright right now able to be the helping hands.
For Duke offensively, they've distributed the ball well. Taina Mair to Jaden Donovan. That is now 10 baskets with 10 assists for Duke offense. Smith looking down low. Dunn not there. Back out to Morgan. 2 seconds to shoot. Tall rebound, and this time Duke's got it. Jaden Donovan again. Bursting down the floor. Underhand flip pass. And last touched by Zoe Smith. It'll be Duke basketball.
Set up some plays to find the easy dunks and the passes down low and the give and goes.
Off the inbounds from the baseline.
It takes away a lot of options for you to get to the basket.
Right now, Georgia Tech hasn't even gotten south of the three-point line on this possession. 7 seconds to shoot. Morgan, she penetrates. Kick out. Smith's got to let it go, and she gets it again. 10 points.
Immediately 3 players on her. So good job by her to find the bucket, but that's how Duke's defense can beat you.
Termes with the rebound for Georgia Tech. Final minute. Carnegie transition 3, no. And now Duke the other way they can run. Baseline, Mair, yes. 35 seconds left. Smith gets it to Wright, and now the ball is loose. Mair's got it. And it's knocked free from behind. Good hands.
Are startling, honestly, this Georgia Tech offense and pulling the ball away, causing these turnovers. 7 turnovers now for Georgia Tech.
Wright trying to create one she can't. Duke can hold for the final shot here in the first half. Double screen. Mair, the jumper, no. And Carnegie had the rebound. Looked like a whistle was coming, but time expired.
Got to the line, but other than that, that was the only real shot I noticed where she pushed into the paint and tried to get her own offense. So I think they also need to just find the confidence to create again.
Chit-Chat Wright trying to go right to Kara Dunn, and there's 1,000 points for Kara Dunn. Right on the nose. Junior at Georgia Tech.
We said she's got to get going, and right there, gets 1,000.
Does it in just 79 games.
It's unreal.
Richardson, backdoor pass. Delaney Thomas can't hit it.
Georgia Tech starting the way they want to. Already cutting into the lead, getting 2 good possessions, and a stop on the other end.
Nice feed to Kara Dunn, and there she is, Nick. A minute gone by in the second half. We're back tied at 31. Mair. She led Duke with 8 points in the first half. Morgan trying to shake Richardson. Can't get the finger roll. There's Zoe Smith again. She has been dominant.
Georgia Tech's been so good on the offensive boards here today.
Zipped in down low. Thomas facing up on Termes, drills it. Chit-Chat Wright's 3 won't go. Georgia Tech now 1 for 11 from distance. Ashlyn Jackson in transition. Looked like she had a 3-point play.
Coach Lawson needs that from her best players. If this Duke team wants to really go, you know, they're really that top tier competing for national championships.
And the good active hands from Ashlyn Jackson. The deflection leads to a turnover.
Steals haven't been a big thing right now. That's just the 3rd steal for Duke, and there's only 1 for Georgia Tech.
Termes with the rebound on the defensive glass. Morgan pushing ahead to Smith, puts it on the floor. First time she's missed a shot today. Chit-Chat Wright pressing up on Taina Mair. Ashlyn Jackson, tough shot off the dribble. Termes boxes out and wins the board. Dunn racing and laying it in. Kara Dunn, she has woken up. 6 points.
That's exactly what Georgia Tech needed. I mean, when you got Zoe Smith playing as well as she is, you need some supplemental scoring.
Delaney Thomas finding some touch. Right, weaving. Smith barreling in. Kayla Blackshear, short corner. No, there's Dunn on the offensive glass, goes up again. So Kara Dunn at the line, junior from Dallas, Georgia. Which was her lowest offensive output of the season. But here in this third quarter, finds Thomas. And she can't get it to go. She's been the hot hand here for Duke in this third quarter.
Great job by Smith to upset that shot.
Carnegie trying to find it. Not that time. Fournier the rebound. Mair winning the race down the floor.
She's got that steal right now. 5 assists, 1 turnover. Those are the types of players you really need in these games to be steady and controlled.
Chit-chat right goes up. The ball is loose. Blackshear pounces on it in a shot clock violation.
How they had to execute in those moments.
Three-pointer won't fall on the putback. There's Thomas again. Delaney Thomas here in the third quarter. Smith guarded by the freshman Fournier. Blackshear with it. The left hand won't go, and there's a rebound for Delaney Thomas. And Fournier can't handle it. Chit-chat right's got it. Double team in the corner, gets it out to Carnegie. Extra pass, Blackshear, there's 2.
Not giving any room to get that pass in and let Georgia Tech keep their possession.
Okananwa shook Carnegie out of her shoes, gets her own miss, up again, and there's the roll. So out of the timeout, it'll be Danny Carnegie to inbound. She gets it into Smith, right back to Carnegie, who is still scoreless so far today, averaging 16 points per game to lead Georgia Tech. It's a goose egg thus far, and not anymore on the reverse.
And there it is, Carnegie getting her own there, had an ISO on the left side, decides to bet on herself, reverse layup.
So Carnegie finally on the board. Fournier, what a move, lightning quick.
And that's what we saw in the first quarter was Thomas and Fournier. Fournier was a little bit quicker and got to the rim. After that, Georgia Tech did what Coach Fortner mentioned to us before the game, keep the ball out of her hands, and it was working.
Fournier, those are her first points since early in the second quarter. So Carnegie and Fournier, Georgia Tech's these two teams' leading scorers, been conspicuously absent lately. Smith, oh my goodness, she can't miss.
Finally had our first second half three. Haven't had one since the first quarter.
Halfway down and out. Thomas on the offensive glass goes back up. And this time Carnegie rips it down. 3-on-2 for Georgia Tech. Transition 3, no. Smith rips away the rebound, and she's got 2 more. 16 and 10. Zoe Smith, the game of the year for number 0.
When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And she's got the right stuff. 16 points, 11 rebounds at the end of the third. Listen to this.
Nearly 4,000 in attendance today. Only 1 second left to go. Richardson can't get it off. And that's the end of the third quarter. Georgia Tech with a flurry. Zoe Smith, she has been the key for Georgia Tech hanging in this one. Their three-point shot has not fallen. Duke's defensive intensity has delivered as advertised.
It's interesting because there are parts of this game that went exactly as we expected, and there are other parts of this game that did not go the way we expected. I mean, 1 for 13 for Georgia Tech from beyond the arc.
And there's Danny Carnegie with the rebound after Richardson misses the jumper. Carnegie got her first points just a minute and a half ago. High off the glass, a wild shot. Donovan the rebound. Mair wants to push. Richardson from the elbow, no, and Dunn the rebound. Georgia Tech, they have won the battle of the boards handily today. +11 against a Duke team that ranks in the top 20 nationally. Nearly a 10 rebound advantage in a given game for Duke this year.
Georgia Tech knew they were going to have to be good on the glass, and they've executed that part of this game plan.
And a beautiful feed down low to Kayla Blackshear from Danny Carnegie.
It's like I said, if Carnegie can't affect the game with the way she can score, she can affect it in other ways. She's got 2 assists already in the second half.
Fournier top the key. Mair gets it to go. That was wet. Right off her foot. Oh my goodness. Georgia Tech somehow hanging onto the ball in this possession. Morgan, a wild chuck. And it'll stick with Georgia Tech.
2 seconds left on the clock. 2.8.
Morgan's got to go up. She does. Not close. Fournier the rebound. To Jesus. Zips it ahead to Richardson. Okananwa with a teardrop, yes. Right, looking for help. It's Blackshear. Kira Dunn with 9 points today. Out to Smith, a long 2, won't go. Another rebound for Okananwa. On the other end, what a move, the finger roll, we touched on it. She's played her best basketball as a Blue Devil against Georgia Tech. Had 21 points against the Yellow Jackets last year.
Both teams shooting well in the opportunities they've had, but fouls have not been a huge storyline.
There's Tony Morgan on the baseline inbounds.
Physical bucket to elevate and finish.
Under 5 to play. Jackson to Thomas. Blackshear trying to set the ball screen. Morgan gets doubled. Smith, tough shot, decided to pass at the last minute. And a collision down there in the corner. It's going to be Duke basketball.
Right place, right underneath the rim. Her teammates are finding her, and that goes back to what we've talked about this whole entire game, which is Duke has been moving the ball so well and sharing it really well. Coach Lawson talked about it. She said they would try to recruit unselfish players.
Tough shot, Okananwa. Georgia Tech, they need a basket. Haven't scored in nearly 3 minutes now. Zoe Smith, their leading scorer, with 16 ball in her hands. To Termes. Who's going to take the shot for Georgia Tech? 8 seconds to shoot. Morgan off balance. Great defense from Fournier. Coach Nell Ford, her hands on her head.
Georgia Tech's just having to take what Duke is giving them, and it's not great options shooting-wise. And like you said, over 3 minutes, we're getting towards 3.5 minutes without a bucket.
The reverse, back of the rim, Thomas saves it, and it's collected again by Mair. What a play from Duke. Richardson's 3 partially blocked.
Great block there by Zoe Smith, getting out to the perimeter to get that ball back for Georgia Tech after second chance opportunity for Duke.
Georgia Tech has scored just 4 points in this quarter. They trail by 6 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. They've got to score. 6 seconds to shoot and a long way from the basket. Smith looking for help. Wright's got to chuck it off the front of the rim. Fournier rebound. The Duke defense absolutely drowning the Yellow Jacket offense.
They're forcing them to take shots they don't really like chucking up that 3. That's not a good shot at this time in the game. Like you said, 3 fouls to give. Duke with just 1.
Okananwa. 8 seconds to shoot. 5. Mair driving. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound. No. Dunn rips it down. 35 seconds left. Georgia Tech calls timeout. And Okananwa. Inadvertent buzzer there, but they'll keep play going. Chit-chat right, a long-range 3, way off the mark. Termes saves it. Dunn goes up, and she's fouled. Keep in mind, Rusna Gustaneta not with the team dealing with a personal family matter this afternoon. And really, since early December, she's been shooting 40% from three. Dunn misses the free throw. Second one, got it.
Dunn is starting to get more involved with 10 points, but Fournier, 6 points, Richardson 5 points, and then as you said, Jackson 4.
Okananwa misses the layup. Zoe Smith's got it. Timeout. Because it's been frenetic pace, defensive intensity, and it's just been a battle trying to get the ball to the basket. Morgan's going to inbound. Georgia Tech needs a quick bucket. Into Carnegie, around to Morgan. Under 20 seconds left. Georgia Tech's got to shoot it. Carnegie fires it. Three, no. Rebound, Mair. And she'll try and run at the clock, racing up the floor, and she's fouled at midcourt with 9 seconds left.
Yeah, it's tough when you have that many fouls until you're sending them to the line. It just doesn't.
3 of the next 4 on the road. Both these teams are off this coming week, which is well deserved. 5 seconds left. Richardson gets it off to Okananwa, whose shot is blocked. 1 second left, a jump ball. It'll be Duke basketball.
The hard-fought one. We've talked about the defense. 48 points is what Duke has allowed as a defense on average in ACC play.